You ready to start fighting for real?
So what are we looking at here? Like, you're giving off weird vibes, lady. You're standing here bashfully staring off a cliff ledge. Like you're at a party and you don't want anyone to talk to you. Regardless, what the hell are we doing in the middle? First of all, I have to watch these assholes jump off a cliff. Look at you with your big, what is that sword called? Makatoma? Mac and me. We need to upgrade our axe. 3 Titanite. That's almost 4 Titanite, but we need 6. Luckily, I happen to know a big old building that's got 3 Titanite just laying in it, waiting to be cleaned and applied to my axe. Some people might say that that's aggressive, but I'm saying if that Titanite didn't want to be upgraded onto my axe, it shouldn't have been hanging around in that chest inside that house. There's also a skeleton in the basement, which is one of the more notable Goosebumps books I remember from my childhood. Had a very straightforward plot. A lot of Goosebumps books have like these weird, convoluted, well, quote-unquote convoluted, you know, for a kid, like what a twist plots. But there's a skeleton in the basement. You get what you see. It's like a kid. It's on summer vacation. His parents send him to stay with like his aunt, his weird aunt. And he's sitting down there for breakfast one morning eating the weird off-brand cereal she buys. And he's like, so what's there to do around here? And she's like, oh, you can go out and get into all kinds of mischief and make friends with the neighbor girl and the one black kid. So you have a little bit of diversity in your group there. And you can take your scruffy little dog and go out on adventures. She's like, but don't go in the basement. He's like, why? And she's like, well, there's a skeleton. He's like, oh, you mean like an anatomic model for like a college or something? She's like, no, it's a skeleton. He's like, so there's like a dead person down there? She's like, yeah, but I mean, he doesn't just lay there. He walks around. You know. If you open a door, he'll come a-running at you like a cat trying to get out of a room. So just don't go down there. And you're like, okay. And that's the whole plot of the book. This guy is so sad. Now, here's his plot, his story, the deep lore. You see, even this ghost man doesn't believe it. He came here to set up to be a blacksmith inside this blacksmith shop. You can see his calipers, I think are what it's called, and his anvil there. But after he put all his shit in there and I guess went out to go get something to eat or like take a shit, when he came back, someone had locked his door. And spoilers, it was the merchant hag with who we bought the key from previously. So here it is. So he's like, I can't get in there to be a blacksmith. Boo-hoo. Like, look at these open-ass windows. Like, even I could climb over that. I'm just saying, that the world building in this game is terrible. You wait till we get to that pile of rubble that forces us to fucking fight all the main bosses of the game. This game's goddamn terrible. Everything about this game is shitty. Alright, now that we've reset him, we're going to upgrade this axe. And then some questions are going to be asked in a few directions. Yes, you're very cool with your green skin. Do you need a human effigy, or do you just look like that? Alright, reinforce weapon. This bad. Look at all these items I have that I can't do nothing with. Ooh, I have a large time. There we go. I'm going to axe somebody a fucking thing or two. Now let's see. Do we go back and kill the last giant and the pursuer, get us some souls, or we could head on down to No Man's Wharf and get our Pyromancy Flame. Oh, also, I've realized since the first recording session that the foot soldier shield, the one that we've made our official proxy to the cracked round shield, there's actually one in the Force Fallen Giants. Like, there's a guaranteed one. So we don't have to go around, you know, haymaking and axe handling all the dead soldiers, even though it is fun. So should we go get our shield, or should we go get our pyromancy? Oh, life's so full of decisions. Anyway, we're going to change of pace. We're going to go back to No Man's War. All right. Who is Hyde, anyway, of Hyde's Tower of Flame? I wouldn't know, because I don't care about the plot of this game. I imagine it's Hyde, the character from that 70s show, who Red Foreman always wanted to fucking put his boot up his ass. Alright, there's not much to it down here. There's some big old soldiers. By that I mean this guy right here. We're just going to run past him. You can't run past me. We have to have honorable combat. So honorable combat. Ain't nobody got time for that bullshit. There's another Savin Knight over here guarding the Sublime Bone Dust. So we're going to go here and clobber him, son. Ow, look at this pivot info and a lazy Susan. God, this game is so terrible. I spent the other day... Okay, so let's talk about analytical critiques of this game. So I'm sure you all know there's a famous, a very Irish-sounding gentleman that does long-form video game analysis. His name is Matthew Matosis, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Matthew Matosis, and today we'll be taking a look at Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3 will come after that." He very famously or infamously, right after this game came out, did like a 40-something minute long video talking about how terrible this game is. And of course it caused people to argue and rage. Well, there's another guy who also has some sort of UK-esque accent who did a rebuttal to his video, H-Bomber guy. And basically, he spends the whole video being a smug cunt and talking about how good this game is because he's got something fucking wrong with him because he was dropped on his head as a kid. And basically, he uses the whole video as an excuse to, like, attack Matthew Matosis and tell him to, like, he just needs to get good. Anyway, I couldn't watch that whole video. It was too fucking smug. If you go to that video, I left a comment on it. Basically, stating that I've always been intrigued on how... abused people in a relationship will defend their abusers, basically saying that the game is fucking beating them, and he's like, "You don't know Dark Souls 2 like I do. He's sweet and nice." So feel free to go and upvote my comment on his video. I'm sure he gives a lot of big shit about it. Anyway, so then another YouTuber named, I think his name is Mauler. Look at that ghostly ship. The graphics, they shouldn't look like this, I feel like. Anyway, Mauler, he did a rebuttal to the H-Bomber guy, Harris, I think is his name. His fucking smug-ass Dark Souls 2 video. And Mauler, it's like a 10-part series. It's like 7 or 8 hours long total of just him refuting every single fucking point that he made. And it was goddamn beautiful. I suggest, if you want to listen to it, you can do what I do. Here's what I do. Here's how Uncle Tenfey spends his free time when he's not making YouTube videos. So, it's a lot of free time. You load that video series up, and you set it to play at 1.5 times speed. Because on YouTube, if you go down to a little gear at the bottom of a video, you can set it to different speed increments. Because you can still perfectly understand what he's saying at that speed, and you don't have to spend 7 or 8 hours of your life listening to one series of videos. But play that in the background, and then in the foreground just play a game like Dark Souls that you can just set and play and enjoy. It's very relaxing. You could do that with my videos too if you want to. I'm not going to tell you how to look for life. I'm just saying. Okay, y'all. You're very proud of the fact that you can stand in a fucking doorway. It's Tenfey's Law of Dark Souls. This is official canon. Someone update the wiki. Tenfey's Law of Dark Souls states that the most dangerous ability that any Dark Souls enemy possesses is the ability to stand in front of you, like in a hallway or a doorway, and you can't walk through them. Like, it fucks you over more than anything else in the game, as you just saw. Look at these fucking ninja guys. What are you? Are you a person? Because you walk in a way that would probably be uncomfortable. Okay, Mr. fucking Viking man, coming down here with your goddamn scimitars like you're so fucking cool. Like you're on the cover of a goddamn fucking metal album. Tell you what, we're going to activate shortcuts. So when these dumb assholes kill me, I can just run back over here. Yeah, that boat is not supposed to glow like that. Neither is this. It's like all the interactable objects are fucked up. I have been having a lot of trouble running this game lately. It's one of the excuses I have on why it's been a week between like episodes of this. The thing is, I recorded the first, the first little recording session of this, which was the first 2 episodes. But then every other time I went to try and play this game, when I went to load it in Steam, it would just, the screen would go, yeah, this is beautiful. It's like, so it didn't load the texture. Huh. That's actually interesting. The game would just load a black screen with the Dark Souls 2 mouse cursor, and that was all I had. It was pop up, and like no matter how long I let it sit there, it would never actually load the game proper. I have some aromatic ooze, and I should have put it on. And the only way to escape this state was to physically turn my computer off, like just power it off, because I couldn't even quit the game or get back to desktop or anything. And I found the only solution is I have to launch the game in windowed mode and then put it into full screen before I start like recording. Like, that's the only way I can get the game to load properly. So just to show how shitty Dark Souls 2 is, even the fucking computer doesn't want to play it. Alright, enough of that. I still haven't figured out what boss music I'm going to put in this. If I was going for classic, then I would use Dancing with Doms, because that was the general boss music I used in first standard Pyromancer. And it's I think it makes good boss music, but y'all might be tired of it. So I might mix in something else, who knows. Because I realized in those first 2 parts I never fought... Well, I fought the Dragon Rider, if you call it that. And because all he is he just walks forward and falls off a ledge, I just used some music from Super Mario RPG. Like, I didn't even really worry about it. This fucking boss is 2 people taped together, and it is so ridiculous. You can tell I don't have to take this boss seriously, because I've spent the whole boss fight complaining about fucking computer problems running this damn game. How high the water got. The water does rise during this fight. Eventually you fucking need a pair of chest waders, son. Got to go oystering. Here's a fun fact. In the original version of Dark Souls 2, this chest is over in that corner where you would never really think to look, because you'd think to run over here. And once you activate this, you go to the next area and you're fucked. You'd have to come all the way back through No Man's Wharf to get that chest. And it's an important chest because it contains one of our key items. And there you go. We're starting to feel like a proper pyromancer. Look at this shit. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Alright, cool. Let's head to the next area. I can't believe it didn't load the texture of the boat even during the fucking cutscene. What do you think happened to this poor asshole? He was like, I gotta get back on that boat. If I don't get that Pyromancy Flame, my boss will kill me. Oh! And then there's this asshole. He died because the first guy couldn't live out. Look at the double axe man over there, like he's so fucking cool. What'd you do? Oh, I've got 2 straight swords, I do, and I'm a knightly fellow. Oh no, the sea, the devil fruit, I've sunk to the bottom. Hurrah for Bloodstain. That's one way of putting it. Crowd loved to die here. How? He just gave up. He just decided he didn't want to be here anymore. I don't blame him. Come on. Don't do it. Don't. That's the past of the curse of the Bloodstain. We have no ability to prevent them. You did it. You made it off the dock. Good job, buddy. You're credit to your people. I want at least one of you assholes to have made it into the next room and gotten killed by the enemies. But no, all of you fucking ran into the water. You all saw the shape of water, and you were like, I need that fishman dick, and you just ran overboard. Coincidentally, you could say you played Breath of the Wild, and that's why you ran into the water, because of them Zoras. People want to fuck Prince Sidon from Breath of the Wild so badly. If you haven't played it, or watched a popular Let's Player play, which I didn't even get up to that point. Prince Sidon is the Prince of the Zoras. He's like that big. He's a big red fish man with like a perfect smile, who's always giving you a thumbs up. And collectively, the internet just wants to fuck that fish man so bad. And according to some comics I've read on Tumblr, Link also wants to fuck that fish man. You know, there's a fish lady that canonly wanted to jump Link's bones, like all fish ladies do. She's even one of the 4 champions. But no, the internet won't have it. It's like in Sodom and Gomorrah when those 2 angels came to visit. And the guy was like, here, have my daughters. And they were like, no, we want to fuck the angels. Give us those angels. God damn it. This has been Tenfey Presents the Bible. Okay, we have some housekeeping to do here. We're not going to go through this whole area, but we are going to go ahead and unlock the McDuff's workshop so we can continue upgrading our hatchet here. Our hatchet, Harry. Oi, hatchet, he got a... It's my Hagrid or Agrid impression. Oi, Harry. Hermione got a hatchet in a hot air balloon. That's the best part of being Cockney, is you don't have to pronounce H's. You can just be like, nah, that's fine. H's have no place here. There's nothing a Cockney person hates more than the letter H, son. That shit infuriates. That's why Cockney people can never become helicopter pilots. They can't ever land. That's such a dumb joke. Even I couldn't get through that joke with a straight face. Oh, God, I'm going to faint. All right. So this will activate the shortcut to our mystery date. We have to run up those stairs and push a barrel back down the stairs before the mummy man that's up there can hit it with his halberd or whatever he's got, some kind of spear. A lance. Ooh, don't kick the barrel. No, God damn you. I hate you so much, mummy man. I've always hated you the most. These guys can actually drop a Pyromancy, the Lingering Flame Pyromancy. So, let's see if we get some Nuzlocke luck. If he'd have dropped that shit, it'd have been like getting a Clefairy and a Nuzlocke, son. They just don't have it. Okay. I hate how perfectly he always kicks that barrel so it goes into the wall and blows up. You really need to come at him from this side. But we're not going to be able to do that with the bonfires that we currently have, because the other bonfire over there has a fucking knee-high wall in front of it. And, you know, this is Dark Souls. So your greatest weakness is fucking raising your leg. Trying to rift to your reg, as Miyazaki would put it. I realize this playthrough is sorely lacking in stereotypical Asian speak. I can't have that. I feel like my YouTube channel would be deemed problematic if it was actually something that was on the internet's radar. A lot of my videos have been deemed not suitable for advertisers. I guess because I yell a lot. Or say dicks. You can't say dick on the internet. There's Lucatilla Mara. Standing there like she's so fucking cool with her white sleeves. And her mask of an old man. Hey, sweet cheeks. Hey, dollface. Use me gonna fight a boss, see? I'm gonna summon you. I'm gonna summon you upstairs, see? Yeah. Now I want an old-timey gangster to play Dark Souls. We have to make a character in Dark Souls who's an old-timey gangster. Alright, we have 3 fire bombs. More than enough to blow up any stack of barrels that sits still. We did it, Patrick. We opened a shortcut. Okay. Huh! Hey, how y'all doing? I love that we have our Pyromancy Flame, but we can't, we don't have any, we haven't attuned to Pyromancy. I should have done that at the bonfire. I'm a fucking idiot. Look at him. He's so excited. He's like, oh boy, I get to swing my halberd or scimitar. Not scimitar. What would you call that? That's a halberd. Yep. It's like Matt Groening said. That's a halberd. Okay. If we wanted to, we could try to get through that door. And there's a chest in there that has the regular silver serpent ring and a fragrant branch of yore in it. But then there's these assholes. You know what we can do about them? Give them the old firebomb. What for? Boom! Well, we hit one of them. Here, you get my last firebomb. Alright, good. That leaves you. And then there's this asshole. And look at you up there. So fucking proud of yourself. You get down here with that flame bird or whatever the hell that thing is called. No, that's a claymore. Flame bird. No, it's a flame bird. Just got the little whoop whoops on it. I'm a weapon historian, you see. Alright, we're going to open this chest, and the pursuer is going to come out of the floor like goddamn Michael Myers. So we have to open that chest, which takes 45 fucking minutes in this game, grab the items, and run out of the room. Because I ain't equipped to fight no damn pursuer. I mean, I could if I wanted to. It's just, you know, I didn't eat a proper breakfast this morning. And by that I mean I went to Hardee's instead of Bojangles. But I had a good reason. You see, the tag on my license plate of my car is currently expired. And Hardee's is much closer to my house, so I would have to drive farther to go to Bojangles, which means I'm more likely to get a bored cop behind me who has nothing fucking better to do to pull me over and be like, hey boy, your tag is expired. Your tag's expired, boy. You in a whole mess of trouble. I'm like, okay. Yeah, please go home and eat my biscuits now. So that's my story. That's how we got here, in media res. We could run back to the bonfire, reset, come back and try to get to that barrel again, but I don't think we're going to do it. So let's just get the fuck out of here. How's that sound? A pursuer appears down here too, but it ain't got nothing to do with that. Name 5 pursuers I'm going to kill in this game. You can't do it. You can name 1, because it's the one I have to kill. But that's all. It's always the same. That's just a shame. That's all. Alright, we've got some shopping to do in Majula. Because Spitfire is a lady, and if there's one thing I know, it's that ladies be shopping. How did y'all die in here? Apparently very heroically. Tough enemy ahead. Is there? Maybe they're on New Game Plus. Alright, back to Majula. Then I just looked at our souls counter. If we had 2 more souls, we'd proc Lucky 2's Fever. I think that's where 2 the Ranting Griffin appears and complains about how much he loves Fox Dick. Is he still around? Is he dead? If 2 the Ranting Griffin is watching this, leave a comment. Okay, look at all these souls we have to eat in Sublime Bone Dust. Oh my. Oh my. Haha. Tell you what, we'll wait to eat all of those because we have to go get the Pyromancer lady, and we might get killed because we might get sport fucked. Oh, I don't have any attunement slots. I couldn't attune shit if I wanted to. Hey, wake up, lady. Stop writing your fucking self-insert fanfiction that'll become a famous movie about ladies getting tied up in trailer park. I think that's what, isn't that what 50 Shades of Grey is about? A lady goes to a trailer park and then gets tied to a bed, and then a guy in a suit is like, I'm going to do things to your vagina. And then every lady in the theater comes simultaneously. That's all I know about that movie. Alright, let's get our attune up to 10. Or 13. Or 16. You know, 16 attunement. Why do you get another pyromancy and deeper in depth? You never know when Tenfey's going to break out in song. But you know it's inevitable eventually. On a long enough timeline, there's always the chance that Tenfey's going to break out in a song. Okay, I need to see a lady who's became a statue about not being a statue anymore, so that I might learn pyromancy. Let pyromancy be granted, so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. I didn't... Y'all are probably yelling at the screen. I didn't attune that fucking fireball, so I still can't cast any goddamn pyromancy. Son, I'm building up anticipation. It's like Kingdom Hearts 2. I've never played Kingdom Hearts 2, but apparently you start out as a different kid who's secretly Sora's like soul, but backwards with an X at his name. And then after you run around a town for 4 hours, you find Sora, and you're like, hey, you're the main character. And then nobody knows what the hell's going on. Look at this ugly motherfucker. You're just straight up ugly. You have got no alibi. Because you're quite homely to look at. Go ahead and kill these two, because when we pull this switch up here, it's going to be a fucking slobber knocker down here. Why do they have one big nut? Who thought that was a good design? Well, that was rewarding. Okay, this lady, I love how she used her final breath of being petrified to fucking get in front of this switch just to be annoying. It's like how in to go back to Breath of the Wild, it's like how many of the characters in that make it their purpose to fucking like collapse on top of shrine entrances, so you have to do some stupid little quest to get into the shrine. Okay, my range is pitiful. No matter how many times I swing this axe, you're always slightly too far away. I just realized these guys appeared early. Normally I have to pull that lever and I'm trapped in the room. I think that explosion I caused by rolling into that barrel triggered them early. So good for us. Where are you going? The AI in this game is fucking pants on head, son. Name 5 good things about Dark Souls 2. You can't do it. You can name 1. It gave you the ability to use multiple soul items at a time. It's the only good thing about this game. Alright, lady. If that is your real name. She's like, it's very much isn't. Like, I didn't ask for your life sudden fucking story there, sweet cheeks. I like your burlap sack dress. I like you going for that dumpster behind the Salvation Army chic that's in with the kids nowadays. Then there's this big eyeballed motherfucker. Cue right now, somebody appearing and being like, actually, the eyeballs on top of their head, you fake. Thank you. Very video. Alright, you were petrified, everybody. Yeah, you're real cool. Whatever. I'm so hateful to everybody. Spitfire got sassy in Dark Souls 2. She did go into a coma and lose all of her equipment in Pyromancy, so I'd say it's slightly justified. I want all 3 of them to make my Pyromancy hand strong. Make my Pyromancy hand strong, Lord. Name 5 lords that don't make your Pyromancy hand strong. They're all terrible. Alright, that's all we want from you for now. Buy one of these. Alright, I have to give her equipment because she's too ashamed to go back to Majula in her tater sack dress. So this is where that starting gear we had comes into play. Let's see, what do we want to give you? Imported trousers or hollow soldier leggings? These are classier. But well, look, we could just give her the whole hollow soldier. Wow, we have the whole hollow soldier set. Okay. Alright, now she's going back to Majula. Cool. You'll be the belle of the ball, dressed up like a rotted old fucking hollowed out knight. That's what all the kids are into nowadays. I guess we could keep forging on. There is a bonfire right here. So I believe I'll actually attune Pyromancy now. And Tenfey actually attunes Pyromancy, and Spitfire gets some important offense. So we got fireballs for days, and a little combustion. Combustion! Ho ho! I guarantee you throw them fireballs here. I'm just going to do the whole rest of this series in a terrible Cajun accent. Ooh-wee, them fireballs come at you like red pepper. Ho-ho. I made you bowl back I pee on Fat Tuesday. You throw them fireballs. Ho-ho. I play Marvel County 2. I select game ball. My favorite character. You throw that kinetic car. So cool. These fireballs are fucking awful. They don't do that far to damage. There we go. It's better. I'm going to combust in you. I'm going to summon Combustkin, the Pokemon. That joke was for Wes, who's probably not watching this playthrough. Okay. What do we got here? What's all this then? Oh god, it's the old-timey British Bobby. What was his name? Nigel Crumsby, I think was his canon name. He's an official Tenfey character. He's always questioning things. It's like, what be the meaning of all these men with their large gonads hanging out there? It's not proper on a Sunday morning. God save the Queen. What is God saving the Queen from, by the way, when you say God save the Queen? Is there like something you know that the Queen doesn't? The Queen is like, I find this most distressing that I need a deity's divine protection. Maybe the God's saving her from the Viper, who comes at midnight to vipe the windows. Your fucking heat-seeking rocks are more powerful than my goddamn fireballs. You wait till I make my pyromancy hand strong. I'm telling you. I'll be like Christopher Robin throwing a baseball, son. You wait till I max out this Pyromancy Flame and learn Forbidden Sun. Then we'll see who's laughing last. I'm going to grow up big and strong. It's like that cartoon where Slappy Squirrel is like a little girl squirrel. And then she's standing next to this like musclehead guy. And she's like, you wait till I drink my milk. I'm going to grow up and be a svelte young squirrel woman. And then I'm going to be a cranky old squirrel lady that blows people up with bomb. This joke only works if you've watched Animaniacs like I did. It's a cartoon from the 90s, and you know what? It's a good show. I do like the sassy way you cast Combustion in this game. That's an advantage Dark Souls 2 has. Because in the first game, when you use Combustion, you just kind of put your hand out, and you're like, excuse me, sir, I believe I'm going to make the air around you erupt into flame. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Third floor, sir. Watch your steps, sir. But when you cast it in this game, you're like, someone walks up and it's like, they're getting all up in your shit, and you're like, oh no, you didn't! You'd be better off jumping in a pit of rattlesnakes than walk up talking sass. The Spitfire, the Pyromancer. I'm telling you, she does. Her character is much sassier in this game. She's like old Luke Skywalker. Are the kids still talking about Last Jedi? I haven't seen it, but I've watched 900 fucking videos about it and how terrible it is. Things like that make my friend James Johnson mad at me. My friend James Johnson, star of Tenfey and Light, god damn him. He'll never watch this series because he doesn't like Dark Souls games because they're too hard to play. Because when he bought Dark Souls 1 on my recommendation on Steam and then tried to play the fucking thing with a keyboard and mouse, and he was like, this is terrible. I was like, you think? It's like trying to play the game with a fucking Atari joystick shoved up your ass. Imagine that. It's not easy. Anyway, there's Vingirl's head. What was I going on about? Oh, James. I hung out with him the other night. It's time for Tenfey. Things Tenfey's done in the real world. It's everyone's favorite part of Tenfey playthrough. I hung out with James Johnson, star of Tenfey and Light, and there was a motley crew there, and you would all know all of them. So there was James Johnson, who, as we've established, he's the star of Tenfey Faster Than Light. There was also my friend James Piner, who's like the newest debut on the Tenfey channel. He's the gentleman I played Dragon Ball FighterZ with, who said about 3 sentences in that whole video. And then there was my good friends Tommy and Garrett. They were both sitting there wearing their matching We Hate Finishing Parasite Eve playthrough t-shirts. They were very stylish in them. Anyway, we were at James's house and at his mercy, and so he made us watch the movie, the Netflix original movie Bright with Will Smith. That fucking terrible fucking movie. God damn. I was in agony the whole time. The only enjoyment I got out of the movie was shit-talking James the entire time that he was making us watch it. You want me to tell you about the movie Bright? Have you heard of this? Have you seen this? The kids talking about Bright? So did you know that prejudice is bad? You might not have known that. Did you also know that orcs are black people? You might not have known that either. But Tenfey, you're saying, aren't there black people in the movie? There are, but they're not as black as the orcs. In fact, I think actual black people are mad at the movie because the movie's like, yeah, orcs, everyone hates orcs, but black people, they don't face any problems. Orc lives matter. God, that movie is awful. I feel so ill now thinking about it. Will Smith is a dick in the movie, too. It's weird for him to be such a dick in a movie, because usually... I mean, he turns out to be the hero at the end, of course, but at the first half of the movie, he's just an asshole. Because they had to show, see, that he's teamed up with the world's first orc. Okay, the plot is, it's the same world we live in, except 2,000 years ago, there was some Lord of the Rings shit, and a Dark Lord tried to take over the world with an army of orcs. And all the orcs were bad, and he was defeated. And so somehow that world still naturally progressed to be exactly like the real world, except there are like orcs and elves and magic and shit kind of happening in the background. And anyway, an orc becomes a police officer, and everybody hates him. And like everyone, I mean, universally, there's not one motherfucker like he's the most fucking. Of course, he's the most kind, innocent, goddamn Mary Suvan orc, who's like too busy saving puppies from fires and donating his kidneys to orphans to fucking ever do any wrong. And everybody's just like, no, go back, get out of here, go home, orc gamer girl or whatever. It's fucking yeah. It's very subtle. It's what I'm trying to get across. God damn that fucking movie. James, I know you'll never watch this, but you fucking... That was hurtful, what you did to us, making us watch that terrible movie. That's all I have to say about that. I burned myself out with all my anger. There's a statue of a lion, man. How'd you get pet? I guess there are basilisks in the area. Alright, let's go back to Majula and make our pyromancy hand strong.